We've got brand new Hut Champs cards to go after, as well as some custom trade deadline releases, and more fantasy cards closing in on their 99s. Let's get into it. Let's start first with our 4 new Hut Champs cards that can be acquired, and it is a full Vegas Golden Knight affair, starting first with the new Ivan Barbashev that can get to 94 overall. That will cost you 24 power-up collectibles to get him all the way up to his 94. At 6'1", 195, he's got 95 speed, excel, and agility, so very good skating, as well as a mid-90s shot. But for someone that is listed as a centerman, he's got 85 faceoffs. Even with two-way forward, you're really not going to play him at center. He's got gold truculence, which is fun always, if not for the ability to hit everyone off the puck, for the ability to sap a player's energy almost in its entirety. He's also got make it snappy, elite edges, and back at you, all fun abilities, especially with the buff to back at you in their most recent patch. Now, this is obviously a very aggressive forechecking card. However, unless you are a Vegas Golden Knight fan, or maybe a fan of the St. Louis Blues, if you're trying to do a theme team, this one would be one that I would definitely avoid. Next, we've got the Stanley Cup champion Adin Hill. I still cannot believe that, considering how brutal he looked in San Jose. That being said, 6'4", 215, he fits the meta build and what you're looking for. He's also got gold showstopper, instincts, butterfly effect, and post to post. So instincts and showstopper are the abilities you really want if you are paying attention for the things deemed most important for goaltenders. He's got 99 speed and he's 6'4" with 65 aggression and showstopper. That really checks off all the boxes, but if you watched my 50 overall goalie video, it's not really going to matter anyways. Then we've got Nicholas Wass, 6'4", 202, and this is a center build. So he does have two-way and power forward, as well as shooting, defensive, and playmaking boost. If you do get two-way forward activated, his face-off rating jumps up to 98. He's also got gold unstoppable force, close quarters, quick draw, and no contest, 95 speed, excel, and agility. He's also 6'4", 202. This is just a far better card than that Ivan Barbashev, so if you are looking for a forward, this one is fantastic. And then lastly, we've got the 94 Brayden McNabb, 6'4", 215, with checking boost as well as defensive and two-way, 94 speed, excel, and agility. This is the left-handed version of Dougie Hamilton's card. Gold shutdown is great, as is quick pick. He's got 94 speed and excel. He's 6'4", a great option to pair with Dougie Hamilton's Hut Elites card. Now, these will cost 3 Hut Champs collectibles to make each of these, so just the initial investment will require Hut Champs collectibles. So for anyone that doesn't play Hut Champs, and you want these cards, you're going to have to get at least 3 to start acquiring these player items. I also want to bring this up because it's something that I've noticed with the content team in terms of its releases. If you think back to prior Hut Champs cards, in December, I believe, was when they released the Eric Lindros Team Canada Hut Champs card, and that coincided with the Nations of Hockey event. A lot of people are predicting that Team of the Season, which is one of the big 3 events and really the final huge event for the year, will be coming this Friday. Personally, I think that it might be a little early and that we might be getting some sort of playoff or champions event. We've had that in the past where it's an event that highlights Stanley Cup champions or maybe World Junior champions or even players in the CHL or European League champions. The fact that it was 4 Vegas Golden Knights is definitely for a reason. So the only thing I can think of is that we're going to get some sort of champions event, and that's why we got 4 Stanley Cup champions from this past year. I could be completely wrong. I have zero confirmation on this. I'm just spitballing from what I've seen from this content team over the last few months. Also, want to touch on some of the fantasy cards as we are getting near the end of the year, and a few of my calls have been correct. I'm glad of anyone that listened to me early on in the season to grab Teuvo Teravainen. He slowed down after a great start, but he is essentially 99 and everything that you really need. His endurance is still quite low. However, there are some synergies that can help boost it. He has actually been a really good card. So for anyone that got Teuvo Teravainen, you're in luck, as it looks like he is going to hit 99. And even if he doesn't score again, you've still got a great option. Man, Bowen Byram with a great performance for the Buffalo Sabres. Super underwhelming just right now. He is 97 overall, and his acceleration is still 95. It's crazy. They are just really low on the skating increases on fantasy cards until they hit 99. So one more goal and you've got a 99 Bowen Byram. His 80 endurance is awfully annoying, but he's still got some very good abilities for anyone that has the Bowen Byram card. Alexis Lafreniere was a really popular one because he had such a good start to the season, but again, much like some of the other cards, his skating just really has not gotten that increase that we've seen so far. He is going to have to hit 99 before he really feels like a high-end fantasy card. So 4 more goals and we'll get there. Same thing with Pavel Zacha. He has the best build at 99, but he has really got to pick up the goal scoring front because he's at 89 speed and excel at 93 overall. So hopefully we see an increase there. We've got some new trade deadline custom builds, including the 93 Peter Forsberg. He's got power and playmaking forward, as well as playmaking, shooting, and checking boost. Gold back at you. Back at you has been really fun. I've been using it on Gordie Howe after the buff to this ability in the recent patch. Same thing with Unstoppable Force, Elite Edges, and Puck on a String. These are all very good abilities. Puck on a String is really for a specific type of player, one that goes left and right on the right stick a lot. But all in all, a very good Peter Forsberg card. And at 95 faceoffs, you can use him at center. Ron Francis to help complete that insane Toronto Maple Leafs theme team that everyone can now do. 6'3", 200. This is a great centerman build. Gold quick draw. You guys know I love the quick draw ability on at least one of my centermen. He's got 99 faceoffs, a great shot, good size, and decent skating. This is a very good card for the current player. And lastly, a long forgotten San Jose Shark. Not a lot of people remember Teemu Selanne as a San Jose Shark. That being said, 97 speed and excel. He's got gold make it snappy, shrug it off, ankle breaker, and elite edges. In all honesty, if you really wanted a Teemu Selanne card, I'd still go with the icon because eventually he will get up to a 99. The endurance is still an issue though. On to the brand new team of the week. This is probably the worst team of the week that we've ever gotten. And a lot of that isn't on EA. It's just, the players selected for this one were awfully low in terms of star status, but even so, their overalls are just so low. I really think there needs to be a dramatic change in how team of the week and ratings go throughout the month. They have done it where they've really raised the lowest tier card up to an 85 as a base, and they need to keep doing that or something because this is really just not going to move the needle. However, at the higher end, we've got the 92 Brock Nelson, but 92 speed and 90 excel at this stage of the game for a 92 is really just going to be tough to use. He has great size though. Bo Horvat is always a very good centerman build as well because he's got such a great face-off rating, but more so at the beginning of the season. And then we've got Timo Meier, who has finally done something for the New Jersey Devils, and he's always got a really fun build, again, because he is one of the more aggressive players. We've also got an 88 Anthony Duclair, as he looks great on the second line for the Tampa Bay Lightning from my Sharks, and very good speed if you are someone who's newer to the game. This is a good lower overall to go after just because of the skating. And then we've got the European Wayne Gretzky, Stephen Ori, I would love to know how to say that. This is his 6th card, so good to see him continuing to get some love. The real big ones here are the 95 Miro Heiskanen, who's continuing to get a bunch of cards for anyone that got his team of the year. You're laughing? Well, this one comes with Gold Heat Seeker, Quick Draw, Quick Pick, Shutdown, and Elite Edges. Very good card. Even regardless of his team of the year version, this is a very good left-handed defenseman card if you are in need of one. As is Quinn Hughes, who has basically maxed out skating. However, his benefit and his usefulness is becoming less and less simply because all of the other bigger defensemen are getting higher skating, and his advantages are just kind of running out. You'll see that throughout the year. We've got a Seth Jones card, who's had a great little run here as the Blackhawks have rattled off some wins. Thank you as a Sharks fan. Gold Shutdown, but again, his skating just a little low at this stage. You're going to get crushed by anyone who's got a decent team. Darren Radish for the Lightning, who had, I believe, a 5-assist game. Just wild there, completely random. As well as Gustav Forsling and Mirko Mueller. Oh my goodness, ex-Shark legend. And then in net, we've got Charlie Lindgren, who is saving the Cap season, and the 93 Thatcher Demko. I used the Stars of the Month Demko. He was awful for me. Goalies don't matter. This one is good in terms of attributes, abilities, and size, but it really doesn't matter. We got some pretty high-rated live moments cards, including the 95 Kirill Kaprizov with sniper forward, playmaking, and two-way forward, as well as speed boost, which would get his speed up to 97. Now we're cooking a little bit. Kaprizov cards are always very mid-skating for some reason, and he's a little bit smaller. He's got Make It Snappy, Ankle Breaker, Elite Edges, 1T, and Tape to Tape. Finally starting to get a pretty good Kaprizov build. Mikko Rantanen gets a 95. His HUD Elites item is definitely better, but if you are looking for a Mikko Rantanen card, this is an option. And Jack Eichel as well, getting a 94, so now his X Factor starting to upgrade again as well for anyone still holding on to that. Gold Make It Snappy, Unstoppable Force, and Elite Edges. Very good card, as you guys know. I've talked about this all year. One of the custom stride players, so his skating always feels a little bit different than all of the other cards. And then lastly, I want to highlight Alexander Barkov. I mean, I get he's not fast, but EA just hates the Florida Panthers skating because even at 93 overall, he's got 92 speed with speed boost. It's just so hard to build great Florida Panther theme teams or even use their players because they're just skating so bad. Also wanted to touch on the division objective path. Last week we got that crazy lucrative Pacific Division objective path. It looks like this week we are not going to get a division objective path, but the St. Pat's one that coincided with that insane Toronto Maple Leafs pack. If you haven't seen that video, God, those packs are juice. That is going to do it for today's content. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.